All right, good afternoon. Nice, good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, we'll start it that way. I am Chief Rex Troche. I want to thank everyone for attending today's ceremony. Before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping items. Please feel free to take photos at any time during the ceremony. The ceremony is being recorded, and we will post the video on Facebook and YouTube and Snapface at the conclusion of the ceremony. It's not a thing?
I'm older than you.
You are? You look way younger. At this time, I am proud to introduce you to our new officers. We have Nicholas Jones, Michael Leverage, Jessica Matthias, Raquel Santos, and David Schwab. One more round of applause, please. You may be seated. I would like to take this time to recognize and introduce to you the dignitaries in the audience today. From our Cedar City leadership team, we have Mayor Eric Arroyo, Commissioner Jennifer Ahern-Koch, Commissioner Hagen Brody, and last but certainly not least, City Manager Marlon Brown, sir. And Commissioner Liz Alpert. We have our legacy members who people want to call them retirees. I call them our legacy. They're very important to this agency. We have Officer Mike Call. Please, Mike, put your hand up. Officer Carmen Woods. Please put your hand up. Officer Kurt Deaver. Haven't seen you in a while. And Lieutenant Kenny Castro. Where are you at, Kenny? From the Independent Police Advisory Board, these are one of the boards we have with the city. We have is Chair Stanley Daughtry here? Okay. Stephen Fantazzo. There he is. Thank you, sir. Is Alex here? Alex Vera. All right. I didn't recognize you. You look like you're 12. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. From the Police Complaint Committee, we have Sheldon Rich. And we have Thomas First, who's joined by his wife, Mary First, who sits on Parks and Rec Board. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce you to my command staff. We have Deputy Chief Scott Mayforth, Captain Dimitri Konstantopoulos, Captain Jonathan Todd, Captain Rob Armstrong, and we have Lieutenant Andy Combs. I'll get you in there. I just want to thank all the families for coming today, and thank you for raising such great kids. I mean, they're kids now to me, but just great people, great young people that are without a doubt, in my mind, the future of this agency. Someday one of you will be doing what I'm doing right now, and that would give us great pride to know that you did that within our tenure. So thank you to the families. And we are very lucky to be introducing you to our SPD family. As you can see, we have amazing support from our commissioners, our city manager, our board members. Kind of unheard of since the time that I've been here, that we've had members from the PCC board and the IPAP, and it's really a credit to a lot of what command staff is doing and the relationships that we're building and the relationships that we continue to develop. I just want to remind everybody, as everybody in here knows who's been supporting these officers. They've worked very hard to get to this point. They've participated in many interviews. Everyone in here is interviewed with me. They've done background investigation, physicals, psychological exams, and some would question why you would even want to get in this business with a psychological exam. But you know, in talking with all of you, you have one trait that sticks out, and you just want to help people. And that's very important to the caliber of officers that we're trying to bring here to our agency. These officers are the best and the brightest, and I cannot be more proud to have them today so that we can swear them in. I would be remiss if I did not thank the members of our SPD family that have played a very important role in preparing our officers to get where they are today. I want to start out by thanking two very important people that are in here today. Enrique Nazario and Jack Carter, our recruiters. Jack was a former detective who I came up with, and I was blessed to learn from one of the best. Enrique Nazario, we got him from Orlando PD. One of the really amazing things they both have in common is that they're both retired lieutenant colonels, one from the Army and one from the Marine Corps. So there's a special mix and a special relationship that they have with each other, and they have the ability to seek out amazing talent. I'd also like to thank members of our training unit, Sergeant Dan Weinsberg. Raise your hand, Danny. Officer Eric Mazak. Raise your hand, Eric. And Officer Nicholas Domnus. Raise your hand. And I say this all the time, Tina Shumway, their real boss, the administrative specialist in there. There she is. We've had conversations about this class, and I think, Dan, you said it, and the 80-plus recruits that you brought through, they think this is the best that we've had so far. So thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask all the candidates to please rise and face the audience for the oath. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Hereby upon my oath, solemnly swear that I will, to the best of my ability, uphold, protect, and defend the constitutions of the state of Florida and the United States of America. I further swear that I will, to the best of my ability, enforce the ordinances, laws, rules, and regulations as enacted by the city of Sarasota, Florida, the state of Florida, and the United States of America. I will at all times maintain and conduct myself in a manner befitting a police officer of the city of Sarasota, upon which I am now about to enter. Maybe put your hand down and congratulations. At this time, Deputy Chief Mayforth will call up each officer who will be joined by the person they have selected to have the honor of pinning their badge. Please remain up front while the Deputy Chief reads the bio. Any other family members are welcome to join them. This is something I had a discussion with recruits yesterday. Please, come join them. Just come up. I don't care how many people. Have fun. Embrace it. Let's take some photos because we're going to look back on this day. It's a very special day. And you're going to look back with very fond memories and regrets that you didn't come up and take a photo with your family members. So please do so. So the floor is yours.
All right. Sir. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deputy Chief Scott Mayforth, and it is my pleasure to be here to read the biographies of and introduce our newest officers. I want to reiterate something that Chief Troche just said a few minutes ago, and it was about you guys being one of the best classes that has come through our training unit. That is no small compliment, okay? So whatever you guys are doing, keep it up because you're doing great, all right? And we're very much looking forward to seeing where you guys go from here. So thank you for the effort and doing a great job. Okay, you guys ready? All right. I'd like to call up Officer Nicholas Jones. Officer Jones will be pinned by his mother, Tanya Jones. Also in attendance are his brother, Hunter Jones, his uncle, Dennis Beatty, his friends and mentors, Officer Jose Castellanos with the Sarasota County School Board Police Department, and Sergeant Travis Peterkin with the Kingsland Police Department from Georgia. Officer Jones is 27 years old. He graduated from Booker High School in 2013. After graduation, he worked for Booker High School from 2013 to 2021 as an adjunct instructor for 2 years in the technical production area and in production management for 6 years. While he enjoyed working with the youth in school, he wants to reach out further to adults to help the community by being a law enforcement officer. He completed his law enforcement training from Suncoast Technical College Criminal Justice Academy in June of 2022. His career interests include learning more about effective community policing, working in crisis negotiations, the drone unit, and the Criminal Investigations Division. Congratulations, Officer Jones. All right, I'd like to call up Officer Michael Leverage. Officer Leverage will be pinned by his wife, Kayla. Also attending are his in-laws, Cara Etheridge, Stephen Etheridge, and Jimmy K. Morgan. Officer Leverage would also like to recognize his parents, Allison and Phil Leverage, and brothers Sam, Joe, and James, who could not be in attendance today. Officer Leverage is 27 years old. He graduated from Northgate High School in 2013. He received his associate's degree from Purdue University Global 2022 in criminology and criminal justice. He received his initial law enforcement training at the Hendon Police College in London in 2014, served as a police officer with the Metropolitan Police Service in the United Kingdom for 4 years. He became a United States citizen in 2020 and served on active duty in the United States Army as an M1 armor crewman stationed in El Paso, Texas for 2 years. He is currently in the United States Army Reserves, serving as a drill sergeant candidate, and is scheduled to attend the Drill Sergeant Academy next year. He received his law enforcement training at the Suncoast Technical College Criminal Justice Academy in 2022, where he was awarded both the Top Academic and Top Gun awards. His career goals include becoming a part of SPD's dive and SWAT teams. Congratulations, Officer Leverage. I'd like to call up Officer Jessica Matthias. Officer Matthias will be pinned by her father, Jose Matthias. Also attending are her mother, Nilda Matthias, and her boyfriend, Casey Kelly. Officer Matthias is 36 years old. She was born in Mount Holly, New Jersey, and raised in Central Florida. She graduated from Deltona High School in 2004 and attended Seminole State College, where she received her associate degree. She worked as a legal assistant with the Seminole County State Attorney's Office while attending the University of Central Florida, where she received her bachelor's degree in criminal justice, along with 2 undergraduate certificates in criminal profiling and behavioral forensics. She has always been interested in the intricacies of major criminal investigations and the sociological study of crime. She received her law enforcement training from Seminole State College in Sanford, Florida in 2015. She served with the Oviedo Police Department in Seminole County for 7 years as a patrol officer and a detective. Her goal is to continuously strive to be the best officer she can be, a reliable team player, to motivate others, and be a well-rounded officer. She would like to join the dive team and become a detective again. Congratulations, Officer Matthias. Let's call up Officer Raquel Santos. Officer Santos will be pinned by her husband, Sergio, and their son, Dane. Officer Santos would like to recognize the following individuals who could not be in attendance today. Her son, David, and his wife, Rosie, her mother, Maria Marquez, her father, Francisco Marquez, her brother and sister, Ricky and Sarah, and friends, Caroline, Marquez, and her son, Pasquale. Officer Santos is 42 years old. She graduated from Pocono Mountain High School in 1997 and graduated from the Allentown Police Academy in 2019. She speaks English, Portuguese, and some Spanish. She started her law enforcement career in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania as a truancy and SRO officer from 2016 to 2021. She worked for over a year full-time at the Nazareth Borough Police Department while also working part-time for the Roseto Borough Police Department. She received her equivalency of training from Manatee Technical College Law Enforcement Academy in May of 2022. She knew from an early age she wanted a career in law enforcement. She married and had children early in life and thought her dream of becoming a law enforcement officer was over. But with the help of her husband and support of her family, she went on to pursue that dream. Her goal is to become a positive influence in the department and community. She would like to explore our Strategic Investigations Unit as well as SWAT and K-9. Congratulations, Officer Santos. Officer David Schwab. Officer Schwab will be pinned by his girlfriend, Danielle Frayne. Also attending are his parents, Chrissy and Daniel Schwab, and his great aunt, Maureen Kronk. Officer Schwab would like to recognize his brother, Daniel and Derek, who could not be in attendance today. Officer Schwab is 26 years old. He graduated from Unadilla Valley Central School in upstate New York in 2014. He graduated from Utica College in New York with a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice in 2018. He attended the Suncoast Technical College Criminal Justice Academy and graduated in June 2022. Leading up to his career in law enforcement, he has had a varied work experience. He has worked as a park ranger for the New York State Park Police, as a security officer for New York Hospital and for Allied Universal in the security field for 6 years, where he was transferred and promoted multiple times until he left to attend the Law Enforcement Academy as a self-sponsored candidate. His grandfather is a retired detective from the New York Police Department, and from a very young age, he has always known he wanted to follow in his footsteps. He desires a career that is challenging, rewarding, and every day is different from the previous one. Congratulations, Officer Schwab. I'll now turn it back over to Chief Troche.
Thanks, Brian. Congratulations to our new officers, and let's give them another round of applause. At this time, I'd like to invite the city officials up to make some closing remarks. We're going to start off with Commissioner Jennifer Ahern Koch, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to you all for making this great decision and being a part of the City of Sarasota and the City of Sarasota's Police Department. When we get sworn in, we swear an oath to health, safety, and welfare. We can't do that without you and without this great police department. I just wanted to say that I was at an event today where we get asked questions. And the chief asked me, did they ask you about health and safety? Did they ask you about police? Did they ask you about, all of these items that could have come under the umbrella? And they didn't. And I think that's kind of telling. because the citizens know that this is such a great police department. So I want to congratulate you on joining this amazing police department under Chief Troche, and I want to thank you for doing this. I especially want to thank your families. This is a demanding job, and it is one that you will be a part of. It will impact you and your life, and I want to thank you for serving along with your children, your loved ones, nieces, cousins, and thank you so much, and welcome to being a part of the Sarasota Police Department in the city of Sarasota.
Commissioner Liz Alpert, would you like to say a few words?
I always follow Commissioner Ahern Koch, and she always has said everything so beautifully that I don't feel like there's a lot I can add other than I had to pull out Kleenex because just brought tears to my eyes to see all of you just, starting out in this career, and your families who supported you to get through this, and it's just a very, very moving time, and I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Commissioner Hagan Brody, sir, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you first for serving our community. It means a lot to the citizens that you guys are out there day in and day out. Keeping them safe and really dealing with the issues in our community so that they can rest easy and sleep well at night. I do want to just expound a little bit on what Commissioner Ahern Koch started to say about the families. As a former prosecutor myself, I know how taxing the job can be, not just on you, but on your loved ones. They are out there with you in those long night shifts. Guarantee they're not sleeping as easy as they would be if you were home. And to them, I just want to say thank you as well, and for you to know that we also, it's taxing on us too. We think about them every day and night that you're out there. I can tell you as an elected official nearing the end of my term in office, I've never had to receive that phone call that I think all of us in the back of our heads dread. And I think that's a testament to the training that you receive, to the camaraderie that you have in this room, and to your own preparation. You are ready for this. You're joining a profession that is as old as I can think of, but it's a noble profession, and it always has been. And we're very proud of our police department here in the city of Sarasota. I've always said that we have a world-class law enforcement organization here, and you're joining that organization, and therefore we believe that makes you the best of the best, and we look forward to seeing where your career takes you, and we're just so thankful to have you and your families a part of our family. Thank you all.
Mayor Arroyo, a few words.
Just a few. How's everyone doing today? So many happy and proud faces. My name's Eric Arroyo, and I happen to be the ceremonial mayor of the city of Sarasota. Our Vice Mayor Kyle Batty just walked in, and City Manager Brown, he has been. City Manager Brown, friends, officers, commissioners, friends, family, and everyone else in attendance, if I missed your category. Tonight reminded me, today, of a story from the Revolutionary War when there's a corporal and he's yelling at his team and he's trying to get them to put this wooden beam up on a stall, and he's just yelling at them, but they can't. They're struggling, and he's on his horse and he's just yelling at them to go. Then you see another soldier pull up, someone in the military, and he gets off and he helps them mount it. He helps them mount the wooden beam, And he goes to the corporal and he said, sir, why didn't you help them? You saw they were struggling. And the corporal said, because I'm a corporal. Who are you? And he said, well, I'm George Washington. And I was the president of the United States, right before he became commander-in-chief. And that is a true story, but it talks about servant leadership. You should never be too good to go do the grunt work. Don't ever delegate something that you wouldn't have someone else do. In the military, they have a saying, it's leaders eat last, which means everybody lines up to go on the buffet line, and the higher ranking you are in the military, the further back you are. You're one of the last ones to eat, and that's what this organization is about. You're joining the ranks of one of the finest organizations in the country. The City Commission, who's present here, has authorized record spending in public safety, including the hiring of 10 new police officers after this round of about 15 that we're going to be getting, unheard of for our organization and surrounding municipalities and counties. So I remember growing up in the Dominican Republic, we had poor neighborhoods, nobody had a high school diploma, very few had cars, even less had running water and electricity. And we were all scared of the police. Whether true or not, the reputation in my third world country was that officials were corrupt. To get out of a parking ticket, all you had to do was just slip them a $20 peso bill. And if enough people, any organization can fall to that level of just disrepair and no confidence in our officers. If enough people refuse to raise the bar and stand and do something when they see injustice happening. And that does not happen here. In the city of Sarasota, I've personally witnessed our police officers playing basketball with children in poor neighborhoods, donating backpacks to single mothers for their children returning to school, complimentary services during the passing of a loved one, in-kind services. And I have seen some of the men and women of our police department as they jumped into the water. A car had gone in an accident, jumped in the water, and saved someone who was drowning and would have inevitably ended up dying. And this is the organization that you're joining. Family members, you're joining it too. City of Sarasota is everyone. It's not just the police department. We have a public works department, and we're all one in all of this. And just so you know, as you join this, your calling will be, you'll make sacrifices by having to tend to the home life, to make sure that there is a place for our officers to go speak to whoever they need to speak to, taking care of all those affairs. But also, aside from aiding our heroes, you will be the voice in your community. Everyone that has any issue with any illegal activity is going to come to you, say, hey, you have someone in the police department, right? Can you help us out? And so you'll be protecting us too. Neighbors will come to you and you'll be called upon them to protect them. Officers, you will most likely, because we negotiated with the unions, be taking your police vehicles home, which is great. And when you get off work at the end of your shift, you will bring a sense of relief and safety to everyone around you by simply existing. This is a large undertaking and something to be very, very proud of. Training and values you learn here from this world-class team will make it so that you can handle anything life throws at you. And I certainly hope you stay here with the city and make a career out of it, because we promote from within. But just remember that it's up to you to set the bar higher and drive this organization forward. It's up to you, like George Washington and the Navy and the military officers, to be a servant leader for your community and your peers. It's up to you to lead by example and protect the institutions that have been in place and prevent children from growing up scared of the police like I did. We're proud of you. We need you. We support you. God bless the Sarasota Police Department.
Thank you, sir. Vice Mayor Betty, I saw you walk in when this whole thing started. I got you. Would you like to say a few words, sir?
Good afternoon. This, might sound a bit cliche and, a bit redundant when we do these things, but this never gets old. Officer Jones, Officer Leffert, Officer Matthias, Officer Santos, and Officer Schwab. You have embarked on a journey that most of us in this city, in this country, wouldn't dare undertake. The mere fact that you made a conscious choice and decision to embark on this journey of courage, of honor, and nobility is one to be respected and one of great esteem. You join the ranks of not one of the finest police departments in this country, but I can say the finest police department in this country. I walk the streets of downtown, see officers see me riding my bike around town. I make it a point to acknowledge them each and every time that I see them, because they acknowledge me. They acknowledge every citizen in this great community of ours. And those are the things that you will be undertaking in terms of service to the great citizens of this city. And as they acknowledge you and you acknowledge them, our police department is one of the most engaging in our community that you'll probably see anywhere in the United States. Just as the mayor stated, in terms of playing basketball with the kids and our backpacks. I was just with our officers a few weeks ago with Commissioner Brody and the mayor to hand out backpacks to kids up in, what's the name of the community?
1500 North Orange Trail.
Yeah, exactly. And they were so grateful to see, our men and women in blue, that they cared enough about them to be there in the middle of the day. Because they do. They care. And you're here. Why? Because you care. And I just want to let you know we care about you. And I want your family to know that you too are cared about and to be respected and acknowledged by each and every one of us elected officials, the leadership of our great police department. And I can speak, and I know that I speak for the great citizens of this city. But it does me great honor, great esteem to welcome you to the fold, and more importantly, welcome you to the family. So I humbly and graciously thank you for being here. Thank your family.
Thank you, sir. City Manager Marlon Brown, would you like to say a few words, sir?
Thank you, Chief. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I know I stand between you all and the celebration with your loved ones, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. As you heard from all of the elected officials, the respect that they have for our police department and the work they do. One of our commissioners mentioned the recent decision by the City Commission to add an additional 10 new police officers to the ranks of this organization. The reason for that, as you also heard, is because we take public safety very seriously. It's a top priority, and as the commissioners mentioned, when we don't hear from the general public about what's going on in terms of public safety, health, crime, when they attend their candidates forum, it tells you that we're doing a heck of a job. So I just want to share that appreciation for the men and women in blue in this organization and for you joining this organization as well. I almost grabbed Commissioner Alpert's packet of tissues, but she was much stronger than I was in terms of trying to put away. It is very, very heart warming to see the parents and the loved ones coming up and hugging you and shedding a tear for what you're about to embark upon. It tells a lot about the families. It tells a lot about how close you are with your loved ones, and it tells them, as well, the undertaking that you will be taking as a career in law enforcement. And I really want to really share the appreciation for your loved ones lending us to you for, however time you are here, because, as, Commissioner Batty and some of the commissioners mentioned, they're also going to be part of this family. We have about 800 employees that you'll be joining the ranks of. We have about 56,000 residents, full-time residents, that live in the city of Sarasota. But on any given day, we have about 150 people that actually work and live here. So it's a much greater population that you'll be serving. And what you do as ambassadors for the police department, what you do as ambassadors for the city of Sarasota goes a long way in telling people this is a great community to live, work, and play in. So congratulations again. Welcome to the organization, and we look forward to you all having a long career. Maybe one of you will be chief, deputy chief, pretty soon. No, not pretty soon. I just wanted to see if they were paying attention. Anyway, congratulations, and welcome to the organization and the family.
If anybody owns a small business, apparently I'm going to be available. So we can oversee about 200 people, I think. I just want to say this. So what you saw here is not fake. This is real. All right, I can tell you 100% this is real. 2, the common theme was family. All right, and we're big believers in family here. I have a saying that I always, when I have to make a decision, the saying goes: mission first, family always. Big believer in that. So it makes my decision a lot easier. So what I'm going to have to do right now is ask more of family, because they're going to go to calls for service here in the next week or so, and they're going to see things from a cat up a tree to a sprinkler head broken to a very dynamic death investigation that really no one should see. We shouldn't see things like this. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to lean on y'all to make sure that you pay attention to them, right? Continue to pay attention to them. Make sure their mental health is good. Make sure that they're talking. Make sure they're not doing things that they don't normally do that are out of the ordinary. If they're quiet, if they're super outgoing one day and then they're super quiet, and you see this pattern, reach out to us, all right? We're here to help, and that's very important, especially the way things are going these days in law enforcement. And then on the other side of that, to the officers, remember, you have 2 things on your chest right now, right? You have a badge, and you have that last name. And that badge will protect you. That badge will get you through the tough times. But when you're ever in doubt, when you're making a decision you're not sure of, remember that name on your chest. Remember what that comes with. The support. Okay? All right. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for attending, and I want to thank the new officers for being here and being a part of the SPD family. Congratulations.